and welcome to Design Tip of the Week from YesI'mADesigner.com. I'm Martin Perhiniak, and in this video I'm going to talk about animated banners created in Photoshop. The GIF file format has been used for many years for animated banners on the internet. And although for some it might seem a bit old school, actually it is becoming very popular and trendy once more. So if you look at fashion websites, you will find a lot of examples where this file format is being used. So that's a very nice way of switching between the clothes with the same model, and then again even the same cloth from different poses on the model, and keeping the text the same. You would be able to find lots of similar examples around the internet. So let me show you in Photoshop how to create something like this. I'm going to only use two images, this one and the other one. So first of all, I would like to put these two together. I can go to Window, Arrange, Tile All Vertically, and then using the Move tool I can drag and drop one image onto the other one. Then I can close this one up and I can move this below the other image and just use the Free Transform tool to fill in the frame completely. So now if I turn them on and off, we already have a bit of an animation effect here. Next step would be to resize this composition, because obviously at the moment it's a very high resolution image and we don't need that much detail for an animated banner. So let me go to Image, Image Size, and I'm going to resample this image based on the pixel size. I only need, let's say, 400 pixel height. Let's say this is the final banner size. So if I click on OK, it will resize the banner, and now we can see that we have the same composition but in a much smaller size. So now that the size is fine, we can create the animation, which can be done in the timeline panel. So if you go to Window, Timeline, there you can create a timeline, but we need a frame animation and not a video timeline. So let's choose frame animation, and then I click on create it, and this will be my first frame. And then if I click on this icon here, that will create a second frame in which I can turn off that image but still keep the text at the top. Of course, if I have more layers or text or whatever, I can also turn those on and create as many frames as I want. But I just would like to have these two frames in this animation, switching back and forth. And I can set up exactly how long I want them to be. Let's say 1 second each. Let's have a look. If I click on play, this is how it's going to work. And I can also decide how many times I want them to switch. I can have a limited amount, but I can also choose to always swap them forever. So it's a loop animation. So if I again play it, now I can see exactly what's going to happen. So swapping between these two images while the text stays in one place. So if I'm happy with this, all I need to do now is to go to File, Save for Web, and there I can choose the preset, which in this case should be GIF, and I think the best one in this case would be the GIF 128 dithered option. So we can see already how it looks. We can even play it here, so we can see how it's going to swap from one image to the next one. And if you feel like you don't like the background, because you will start to see this loss in quality because of the obviously the less colors being used, then you can always increase the amount of colors to 256, and that should help as well. And also we can increase the dither to 100%. So it looks already much better. Of course, that will increase the file size. So the higher amount of colors and dithering you use, the more the file size will be as well, or the larger the file size will be as well. That's 80 kilobytes, which is still not that bad. So we can test it again, play it, and it looks good to me. So once I'm happy with it, I can save it out, or maybe I can still adjust the size which I want to save it out into. So let's say the height is limited to 300 pixels, then I can switch to that, and then we have a quite good size, 200 by 300, and also the size of the GIF file is now close to 50 kilobyte. If the limitation is 50 kilobyte, so it has to be below that, then we can always reduce the amount of colors one by one. I'm pressing down arrow until I reach the limit, the 50K. Let me just go a bit faster. So I'm just going to hold down shift, down arrow, and then adjust it until I get the size below 50K. So now we can play it. Let's see the animation. It still looks fine to me, but now we are below 50K. We've set up the image size the way we want it. And of course we can save this, or we can also preview it with this option here on the left. If you click on preview, it will open up in your browser and it will tell you exactly the dimensions, the size, and the settings being used. So that's all you need to know to create these animated banners in Photoshop. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks a lot for your attention and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Also, if you want to learn more about design, check out my in-depth online courses on my website, yesimadesigner.com.